Hello, everybody, and welcome to WTS 240. My name is Danny Murray.
And I'm Graham Merrigan. How are you, Danny?
Yeah, man, good. How are you keeping? You're looking great.
Good. Thank you. Thanks very much. I appreciate that.
You look quite fresh. There's no bags under the eyes or nothing. You look refreshed, Graham.
Unreal. Thanks so much.
Yeah. Look at that. Now, you're picking your nose there, which kind of distracts from the freshness.
No, I'm trying to get the nostril hair out because I can't find that and that works for nostril hair. Actually, the wax yolks work.
Yeah, we do.
Anyway, I feel good.
We have a former sponsor there, Graham. That's something. But anyway, yep. Who may be looking for us to do stuff again in the near future.
Oh yes, that their one works. What was their one called again?
You just didn't try that particular product, I believe. I think you would only just.
Have you tried it?
I have tried it. Yeah.
Does it work?
Well, you tell me.
Oh, it's smooth there. Yeah, what's it called again?
The Weed Whacker.
The Weed Whacker. That's what I need.
Yeah, they're not paying us, so we're not talking about them, and they're not paying us.
Oh yeah, good.
Fuck them.
Yeah. You're on the Coke Zero and I'm on the Vanilla Coke. It's a Thursday evening. We usually record on a Wednesday. So Thursday evening is a Friday Eve. So we can have fizzy drinks and chocolate and enjoy ourselves because we welcome back a character of WTS Pod who we have on every year.
Are you going straight to the guest here?
No. I'm just waffling. I'm just saying.
Oh, okay. Because I was like,
I'm excusing why we're on the fizzy drinks and the chocolate bars.
Yeah, well, I'm normally a Pepsi man myself now. And I will fight Pat Flynn. I don't care.
Oh.
Pepsi is superior. But yeah, it's Coke Zero in the house this week, which I've written a strongly worded email to management, and I expect the vending machine to be restocked appropriately for next week.
And do Pepsi have the slimline cans?
Not presently, no. I
wonder why. Is that just a Coke thing? Is there a patent on that?
I don't know if there's a patent on it because a lot of the alcoholic beverages would have a similar shaped can.
That's right. Red Bull has it as well.
I think it's because they've rebranded. The Coke Zero was now in a red can, whereas it used to be in a black can. So I think it's probably just part of them trying to look sexier, slimmer.
Yeah, I think it is sexier.
You know.
And mine is the Coke Zero edition of Vanilla Coke.
Vanilla,
and you can also get mango and you can also get cherry. And I like the cherry as well.
Interesting. Coke aren't paying us either, man, so we should probably just move on now.
That's right.
Come here, though. These people won't pay us and there's no need to, but I just want to give them a little plug because I love their food and they're celebrating 20 years in business in the Burra this week, and more power to them. The beautiful Paul and Elaine in Cafe Solo in Cloyney.
Oh, lovely.
20 years open this week they were. So
carrot cake up there is sensational.
Oh, man, have you ever had that carbonara?
Yeah. Not for a while now, years ago.
Oh my word.
Soups of the day are gorgeous, but the carrot cake I remember being a standout performance as carrot cake goes.
Absolutely, yeah. So if you're passing by, just in there where the graduate is, lads, if you're passing by and you fancy even just a cup of coffee.
20 years? Fucking hell.
20 years, yeah. So I said,
Happy birthday.
That's a milestone that deserves a bit of a shout out on the Burra's Finest podcast. So there you go. That's it. Anyway,
greatest podcast in the world. We're 6 next month. We are 6 next month. So if Cafe Solo want to send either of us some of their cakes, pastries, lunches, we can do that for our 6th birthday. Can you believe we're the longest podcast going in all of Ireland and we're the greatest podcast in the world?
We're technically the longest going in the world, but it's just which world. It depends on your belief system.
It's their world, and that's all that matters.
Exactly, man. That's it. You know what I mean? And look, if Cafe Solo do send us something for our 6th birthday, we promise we'll get them a stripper for their 21st next year. I was going to say something to you now, and I can't remember. Doesn't matter. Do you want to just you were mid flow? You were telling us who our guest is going to be. And then I start asking questions.
Our guest is one of our best mates. He's on our podcast every year. We'd like to have him on every month because he's just brilliant, but he's too busy. He has his own podcast. He has his own RTE show. It's the one and the only.
It's his own radio show, Graham. That's on every day.
Own radio show on Nova with Jim McCabe. It's the one and only Boaz Tramp, PJ Gallagher. PJ Gallagher, welcome back for your fourth or fifth appearance. What is it, Danny?
I think it's the fourth. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Is it the fourth?
I think so. Yeah.
Jesus Christ, holy fuck, lads! I don't know why you don't get a better guest than this. Like, you know what I mean? Surely when you get one bad guest on, you don't have them on again. So you keep giving me repeat performances to see if we'll actually do a good one eventually. Do you know what I mean?
We'd have you on every month if we could, but you're too fucking busy.
That's the busiest man in the pandemic at the moment, PJ. You're everywhere.
Yeah, I know it is busy again. It's mad busy again. All of a sudden, it feels like the world is coming back to normal for a change, you know? Like, after doing nothing but staring out the window like a prick for the last year and 3 months or whatever it is, suddenly it's really, really busy. And it's like, I don't know, you know the way we were all saying to ourselves a few months ago, I was like, as long as I don't get back to being as busy as I was before, then I'll be all right. Like, the world is healing and all. And isn't it terrible what's happening? But aren't we all learning valuable lessons? And I'll never slip back into that busy. The second I had the chance, fuck life, straight back into work. Good luck, life out the door. To hell with the whole lot of it. Straight into the bullshit again. Flat out, 8 till 8 horseshit. And it's just, to be honest, I don't even regret it. Like, it's been such a pox of a year. Now I'm just doing it, but I'm a little bit fatter than I was the last time.
Yeah. You don't look fatter. You look great. Have you been on holidays, right? You haven't looked on there.
You're some bollocks. That's a very contentious question now. I'm just saying, I'm telling you, people asking, I'm all tanned because I'm out walking the dogs, right? That's what I'm doing, walking the dogs. And it just so happens I've got culchy skin. You know, my bloodline goes back to the planet of the onions. So,
the onions.
Yeah, Mayo was planet of the onions. And I'm deeply ashamed that my DNA is 98% planet of the onions. And then people come out and they ask you then, have you been on holidays? No, I haven't been on holidays. That's a very political question to ask someone, I think, now. That's like asking...
In this climate, it is, definitely.
It is.
And would you admit if you were on holidays anyway? Which is such a contentious question.
Of course I would, because if I was going on holidays, it'd be such an act of selfishness, I wouldn't give a fuck what you thought anyway.
Can't argue with that at all, man.
So the answer is I have been walking the dogs. I've been walking the dogs, and it just so happens I'm culchy skin. And even though my hair is, look, you can see me, even though my hair is shaved to next to nothing, it still looks like Brillo pads, and I still managed to get a tan line. Like, that's...
I can see your tan line, yeah.
That's it, yeah.
How does that happen when you have no hair? Like,
it looks like you have a dirty face, though, now that I've seen your tan line.
I do, yeah. It's me bogger face, yeah.
Come here, PJ, since we last talked to you, you've moved house and you haven't moved job as such, you've moved radio station.
Yeah,
How are you getting on with Nova?
Yeah, good. I mean, you know what it is? You get told you're moving, and everybody thinks they like change. Do you know what I mean? Mm. And then you go to the supermarket one day and the peas are in a different place and you lose your fucking mind. And you start realising, I don't like change. You know what I mean? We're full of shit. We're all like, all people are full of shit. They're like, I'd love to go and live in Spain. Or I'd love to go and I'd love to try a different thing from me Chinese. Or I'd love to try... I'd love to try a different type of burger. And then you go to the supermarket and the peas are moved. And you're like, this is fucking ridiculous. This is a fucking joke. How am I supposed to survive in a pandemic if I don't even know where to keep things in the supermarket? The shite bag. This is fucking ridiculous. So you start... So when someone says you're moving jobs, you're like, no, I'm not. They're like, you are moving jobs. No, I'm not. And then you move jobs, and guess what happens? It's actually better. So, you know what I mean? Because all these things are probably for the better. So, we're still with Jim.
Yeah.
In Nova. There's undoubtedly the music is better in Nova. It's definitely if you're a middle-aged, half useless fucker like I am. Anyway, the music is definitely better. I love it, the music. And it's still the two of us. It's still more or less the same show. And there was a few weeks of bedding it in, but I think we're kind of back just doing what we do now. And it's weird because we've lost the sort of nationwide thing. So we don't broadcast to Cork or Limerick or Galway anymore, but we broadcast solely to Dublin. So on one side, that's bad. But on the other side, you can be shamelessly Dublin. You can really go for it. We can do the whole up the dub shit. We talk about Dublin derbies now. We talk about League of Ireland in a way that we couldn't before. You know, you don't have to appease the onion munchers and the twig lickers. You just go for it. You just have a laugh now. The ones that came with us don't give a shit about that. They're quite happy to slag us off every day as well.
Deadly.
So, you know, it's been a good change.
Love it, man. Yeah, no, and
that's deadly, yeah.
You're talking about Sex and the City and all sorts now.
Love Sex and the City. Anyone that doesn't, by the way, any man that says he doesn't like Sex and the City hasn't watched it. Those girls meant an awful lot to me. Those girls meant an awful lot to me. I tell you something. Because they were fucking brilliant. That's why, Mr. Graham Merrigan. They were brilliant. Every one of them is you. You're everything. And I'll never forget when Desperate Housewives came, and I remember thinking, this is a heavy cross to bear. This lot aren't going to pull it off. This new gang aren't going to pull off what was the wondrous television I've been watching. Now, admittedly, it was a bit blue. You know what I mean? Sex and the City was a bit blue. Some of the language was uncouth. It was less than ladylike on occasion. I guess now when they're bringing back the reboot, it won't be as dirty. They're all in their 50s. No one wants to see people past 45 in their nip. I know. I don't even want to look at myself in the nude. So
Samantha's not in it though. Who wants it without Samantha?
Yeah, I know she's not in it. Herself and what's the horse? What's the name of the
Sarah Jessica Parker.
Sarah Jessica Parker. Yeah, Shergar for the want of this conversation. They fell out. And I know that's bad, but it kind of adds to the scandal. You know what I mean? That you're kind of looking at what are they going to do? Because you know they hate each other in real life. Or hopefully they write it in as a fallout or something. But Mr. Big is back, man. Mr. Big, remember him? He, like these. When you look at those stories now, they were all so sort of PC. Like you couldn't make that show now. You could still make Desperate Housewives now. I think says one of them is.
Did you watch Sex and the City from the start to the finish?
I did, yeah. Well, not when it was on. See, I was going out with someone at the time, and she was mad for it. And then I was watching. I'm telling you, you'll love it. I was there. Oh Jesus Christ! And I think I was sitting there eating a Papadom one day, and and I was watching that episode. You know the episode where what's her name? Kim Cattrall, Samantha has cancer, and she's going out with the young lad. She's knobbing the young lad. And then he shaves his head in an act of solidarity. And I remember I was sitting there, grown man, I'm fucking very emotional, isn't it? With me soggy tear-soaked Papadom, looking at the thing in the mirror. And I remember one thinking, this is the best television show I've ever seen. And then I even went, this is very embarrassing now. This is my coming out moment here. I even went to Leicester Square to watch the movie premiere in London.
No way.
Yeah, and I think it cost like about £15 in. And I remember like, this is fucked. And of course, I couldn't even get in for the first one. I went on the first day, but not the first show. You know, that kind of way. And there was two fuckers standing there going, woo! I can't fucking wait, woo! And I complained like an old tart. I was like, fucking see that? That has to stop. Those two lads have to stop. I came here to watch a movie, not listen to them two fucking Egypts get excited over it, you know. And I ruined their day. But you know,
this has to stop.
Yeah, this has to stop. This has to stop. I was there like, you know what I mean? I came here to watch a movie. It's after costing me near €15 fucking for a popcorn and Coke. I'm not having it ruined with these two fellas shouting and roaring and thinking it's an interactive performance. They spent fucking millions on this movie, I was thinking, for sound effects and for all those effects. The last thing they need is you two fucking Egypts sitting there making noise and singing, you know.
Did you enjoy the film?
Loved it. Absolutely fantastic. Second one shy. But I loved the first one. It was brilliant, so it was. Brilliant. I'm telling you.
Fucking amazing.
There's no Desperate Housewives movie. That's all I'm saying. There's no Desperate Housewives movie. And there's a reason for that.
Yeah. I never.
This is the last time I'm doing your podcast drunk, by the way, lads. This was.
I never talked to Desperate Housewives myself now, but yeah, I'm fascinated to. So like a pub quiz territory then, our mastermind, that's the specialist subject. Would Sex and the City be yours then? Would it?
No, I'd have a go. I'd have to pick actually episodes. I'd be there. Season 1, episode 3. Season 2, episode 6. Last
Specifics.
episode every season. I'd have to break it down. I'm not that much of an expert. It's more a passion watch than a nerd watch.
Unbelievable, man.
This is amazing.
Learn something new every day, like, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. So did you go back and watch them during the pandemic or anything?
No, I didn't. I was it was too rude for the pandemic. I was like thinking I just was watching happy shit during the pandemic. Do you know what? I went back and watched every single one of them and I loved it. You know, do you ever watch Parks and Recreation?
Yeah.
What a show that is. Your woman that plays Leslie Knope, I don't know what her name in real life is, but Jesus Christ, that's such a great happy show. Like even the theme tune. Like if you watch every season, there's 4 or 5 seasons and there's like 20 episodes in some of them, and every single time the theme tune played, I was like sort of dancing around the room to it. Like it was fucking deadly, you know.
I've never seen them all now, but I have watched it. I've been in and out of watching them, and it's brilliant. It's deadly.
Oh, it's deadly, yeah. Oh, it's deadly. I'm so glad I'll never have to do a box set again, though. You know what I mean? Like the way things are going, that we can actually go out and do normal shit again. Like there's cracks of fairness, lads. There's cracks of light everywhere at the moment. It's been such a pox, but there's finally, you feel like there's opportunity to go and do things. I'm still raging I can't go and see a match, you know. I was in Dundrum last week. There's no terrace in fucking Ireland has ever been as packed as Dundrum Shopping Centre. I'm serious. You know, and you see, and it's all indoor, and you look at the, like, you know, the stands, they're outdoor, they can break it down. I don't know how you do it, maybe by alphabetical order of names or whatever, because you can't stick them in. But at this stage, you start thinking, if you can do everything else, it's time to have outdoor.
But this is the thing that now, with the announcement of the restrictions for being lifted for or outdoor dining, and there's talk of 6 adults at a table, or if you've got kids under 13 up to 14 or whatever, this is all outdoor dining. I don't know how that's been so restrictive when they're planning the trial run spectators at sports like it. Like, how many are you going to let into it, say, Palace Stadium or somewhere like?
You know something? It's harder to understand the new restrictions than it is to understand the Nations League. It's harder to understand who you're allowed to go to dinner with than how you qualify for a football competition no one gives a fucking shit about. It's like it's literally, you know. Yeah, so you're allowed to go. You have to add up the ages of everyone at the table, divide it by 7, multiply it by 4. If it comes down to 200 and there's 13 of you, granny has to stay at home. Like there's some fucking weird bullshit.
It's nonsense, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's nonsense. I know the reason why they're doing all these things at the start, like this time last year, but it's so hard. It's so hard to get, say, cynics on board when the people that are running the place are contradicting themselves, and then it just gives the cynics, anti-vaxxers, anti-COVID's, a hoax, all these people, it gives them ammunition to say to knock the government down and to support their argument for some people. Like, it's a pain in the hole.
I know, yeah, but still, the anti-vax thing is fucking bonkers. Like the government, they're saying the government and the world came together and came up with this plan that runs this. My local government couldn't organise a fucking barbecue, and I'm not even messing. They tried. They tried to do a community barbecue. They tried it, man. I've never seen anything shitter. No one turned up. No one knew what day it was on. They didn't know what time it was supposed to start. They ran out of coal. And then when the fucking thing finally heated up, there was no meat left. And you're telling me these cunts are running a fucking pandemic globally? Like, one of the lads couldn't even get his socks to match, and you're telling me that they're running the world, running the pandemic. Like, if you can't accept that this is just utter chaos, no one can control, then you're gone. You know, you're mad. Like, literally, this is being run by people who cannot can't organise a birthday party. Like, there's lads out there who can't even figure out how to pay a gas bill on the internet, and you're telling me they're running the pandemic? Are you fucking kidding me?
It's mad though, isn't it?
The whole thing is fucking bonkers. Like, and you're 100% right that the very fellas who are like, fucking state of the country, you can't fucking, and they're the ones that are fucking saying, Chinese lab, Chinese lab released it, lads. I'm telling you, they're all part of it. They all know.
Yeah.
Fuck off, you lunatic.
Chinese lab released it. And and it's all a secret. And everyone's in on it except for a handful of fuckers that go outside the door on a Tuesday. Are you actually Are you really? We're all in it. I've had people telling me I'm getting paid. Me! I'm on Radio Nova. I play Bruce Springsteen. I hang out with Jim and we eat sausages on a Friday. And I'm getting paid for the government.
You've just described the perfect job, though, PJ. You get the
I know. I would love that job. I would love it. I'd like to say whoever is running it, I'm available.
Just you get to eat sausages, play Springsteen, and just chat on the right. Like, I mean, for fuck's sake, that's a dream, man. Springsteen and sausages is a fucking. You can't get much better than that.
I'm not even joking. Actually, tomorrow we are doing that. We are playing Bruce Springsteen and having a sausage party. We're doing these sausage parties now. And we're going to have a week-long sausage party in June for Men's Health Week, you know.
Love it.
Yeah,
and we're going to do a thing where you can get into a competition by sending us a picture of your jocks in Dropbox. So you have to drop your jocks to win. And it's all for men's health and all that sort of crack, you know. So we're just, and it is good fun. I can't lie. I'm robbing a living. That's the truth. I'm robbing a living. Like it's,
you're brilliant at what you do. Stop being so modest.
I'm not being modest.
The only thing that's brutal about is that you're a Bows fan, but everything else is you're good. You're good at everything else. You're even good at the DIY stuff.
I'm not good at DIY. I'm telling you now, my hands are fucking ornamental. That is what they are. My hands are fucking ornamental. I'm lucky I can pick up this beer glass with them. That's how shite they are. Like I was saying to people, I wasn't even messing. Like if a bulb blows in my house, I just learn to live in the dark. Like I don't.
What was your ma's reaction when you told her you were doing the DIY show?
She was like, "Why did they pick you?" I'm like, you know. She was like, "Why? Why did they pick you?" Oh, well, it's TV and everything. She's like, "Do they not want someone? Do they not want an expert?" You know. I'm like, "Well, that's very thoughtful of you, you know." But no, thankfully, this is an expert. Like, and in fairness, the DIY show is very different. Like, you know, the other shows, like there's Super Garden or there's I don't know, someone called Dermot Gannon or Dermot. What's his name? Dermot Gannon. Which one is?
Yeah. Bannon, isn't it?
There's two, whichever. Some fucking expert called Dermot shows up at your house, right?
And the garden show.
The garden show and the building show. They're both Dermots, aren't they?
Yeah, one of them. He's an architect, is he?
One's Dermot and one's Dermot.
Right.
Yeah.
So Dermot. An Irish Dermot or an English Dermot goes up at your house, and he gives you an estimate for something that is going to cost £1 million, and then it runs over, and they have to do it, and it takes 6 years. Our show is literally, it's 10 days. You do everything yourself. You get no help from me. I don't even know how to give you help if you wanted it. In fact, if I helped you, it'd be worse. And then at the end, you might win 10 grand or 500 quid. So it's like, this is just a real sort of simple competition. Like, it's not an expert show. Thankfully, it's not an expert show. So I got the job probably because I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. Like, probably because it was so useless is why they wanted me to do it. It's just embarrassing they put me in work clothes. You know, that's embarrassing. Like, I'm dressed up as an actual man.
Yeah. You're dressed up in stickers, combats, is it?
I know, yeah. And, like, the truth is, if my dishwasher breaks, I have to get a man in. Like, I have to call the man in. And he'd be there looking, he'd be fixing it. And then, you know, you can't give him a tip or anything. He rides your girlfriend on the way out and takes your dog. I'm like, thank you for fixing the dishwasher. Thank you, sir, for helping me. Maybe you two will come back later and watch a movie.
DJ, we were just talking about that. You know, we were just talking about the COVID's a hoax, all these hoaxers. We had Professor Luke O'Neill on the podcast, and he was telling us he was attacked on Grafton Street.
Was he?
Yeah. He was going down Grafton Street and a COVID hoax or whatever attacked him and called him a fraud and called him everything, all night and under the sun. Like,
it's wild.
It's wild. But like, have you experienced something like that the last 12 months in terms of you got off social media for a while at the start of all this?
I haven't. I quit social media for nearly a year. I quit the whole thing. I only
why was that? Was that because of COVID
Yeah,
and stuff.
because it was a piss house, man. At the start of this, it was a piss house. Do you remember all, like, I got rid of WhatsApp, and then I got rid, because WhatsApp was the worst of the whole lot for me. You know, all these messages, my father's brother's uncle is in the IRA, right? And they're going to get the to put checkpoints on the thing, right? And if you're not allergic to penicillin, they're going to shoot you. And there's going to be checkpoints, and the army are coming into your house, and they're going to weld your back garden shut. Like, it was all this mad shit. I was like, this is fucking freaking me out. And because we'd never been through anything like this before, I was believing half of this stuff. I was like, right, this has to go. And Twitter was the same. Twitter's a piss hole at the best of times. And then it just became nothing but this constant, we're all going to die, you're all going to die, this is fucking, or other people, or not, or it's the opposite of dying, it's just a bunch of lunatics making shit up. So I got rid of the whole lot, and it was good for me. It was proper good. I started training again and just getting out and doing walking and eating. I learned to cook properly during the pandemic. I got back into learning Spanish and all that because I had nothing to do. It's amazing how productive you are when you've no social media, like. And did all that, and then we got to move to Radio Nova, and I reignited everything again because it was initially I was there. I'll just do it to push the new show and nothing else. But sure, like, social media is like drinking. You get hooked.
Yeah,
you get hooked. As soon as you open it up, you're back in. Like, you're just.
Is it annoying you now the same way as it was before, or are you?
No, because it's different now. People are calming down, and like, there's positivity out there again. You know, people are looking forward to shit again. Like, granted, we're all pissed off and tick, and we don't know what you're allowed to do and stuff. But I mean, the world is essentially it's like 25% back to normal now. Like, today is a shit day, but on any normal day, I look out my window, there's a green there, there's people out having something to eat, sitting down, having cans, having something, like having a few bits and pieces. They mostly clean up after themselves. The odd dickhead doesn't, but that's whatever. I can live with that. And it's not young people, by the way. It's old cunts won't use the bin. The young people are picking all this shit up. It does my head in, all of this. Young people, you're blaming. Old fellas throwing cigarettes out of their fucking car windows, giving out about people not cleaning up after themselves. Fuck off! It's not an age thing. Some people are pricks, some people aren't. Your age has nothing to do with it. And most of the time, you can see people out having fun, coming together again. The weather's getting nicer, apart from today. You know, it's hard not to be a bit positive now. And you can see that on social media as well, even on Twitter. And Twitter's an awful old kip at the best of times. But you can see, you know, it's not so bad.
Yeah, no, you're 100% right. I'm buzzing at the moment. I've booked me staycation. I fucking hate the word, but fuck it, everybody else is going with it, so I've booked it.
Yeah, but like, the staycation does my head in. We never said vacation in Dublin. It's holidays. It's our holidays.
Yeah, holidays is actually.
Holidays.
Yeah.
Very good.
It's
I never heard of that.
No, neither did I. I just couldn't work out why we were calling it staycation when we don't do vacation. We go on a holiday.
Yeah.
Then we're on our holidays.
Well, do what we can to fucking bring it back. But yeah, like, I'm buzzing to fucking looking forward to something. Do you know what I mean? I haven't had something to eat outside me gaff in over a year, like, where I haven't had to do the washing up.
It's so funny the way your standards change, though. Like, if someone told you, like, a year ago, you'd be looking forward to a fucking 2-day break in juries at Christchurch, you'd be like, oh, will be home. And then when someone gave you a voucher for juries in Christchurch, you'd be like, oh my God, I'm going to town. I'm going to town, and I'm allowed sitting in the same place for 2 hours, and I can have a gammy fish and chips and everything, and there'll be people and all there. It's going to be unbelievable.
Man, they could charge me 300 quid for the Ibis and fucking Clondalkin, and I'd be there tomorrow. I'd be like, yes, fucking get in.
Yeah, you'd be in those hotels, checking in, fucking perspex all over the place, getting washed and sprayed like a car going through a car wash, and you'll still think it's the best day you've ever had.
I look forward to me car wash treatment. Go on, stick the dead all right up there. Go on, clean me out. Telling you. You mentioned people being dickheads there, PJ. And during the week, we asked people for examples of dickhead behaviour. And I'm
a dickhead. My last show was called Dickhead.
It was, and that's exactly why I was saying that. I was like, what can we chat to PJ about? And I remember
what a show that was as well. That was a brilliant show.
Yeah, I actually liked that show. That was probably the stand-up show I liked the best out of all the ones I've done.
Yeah,
Dickhead. It was a very honest sort of a show. It was just when you started going, oh, I'm in my 40s. I don't even want to be cool anymore. So you just got up and slag the shit out of myself for an hour. And to be honest, it was as close to therapy as I'll ever get.
Do you have any aspirations going back on stage for that? Not yet.
Not really. I mean, I don't really want to go back on stage, to be honest. I will go back on stage. I'll have to. You know, paying bills and all is unfortunately still a reality, but I don't really want to. You know, like I've no real love for stand-up comedy. Like I just did it because I couldn't do fuck all else. Like, you know, I can't do DIY. I can't. I'm not qualified for anything. I didn't finish school. I'm not really good at anything else, but I do talk shit quite well. So, you know, stand-up comedy just kind of happened, you know. But it was a job, like.
Deadly.
Right, so some of the things that people said is dickhead behaviour, right? And lads, you tell me if you'd agree or not, right? So, right, we'll start with this one, right? This is an easy one. Don't indicate when turning off a roundabout.
Oh, fuck off. You're being weird now. No one indicates coming off a roundabout. You indicate the odd time on a roundabout. If there's someone around, you indicate on a roundabout. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
I don't know.
That came in about 7 times. People got real fucking angry about roundabouts on this one, man.
I know. You indicate on a roundabout at Christmas. You know, lift the mood a bit. That's what it is. You know what I mean? Sorry, there's someone just leaving the room here, and I'm sitting on the ground blocking the door. Go on. I'll see you later. Good luck. Oh, fuck, you have to hit me leg now. I'll see you later. Sorry, go on.
People who take the milk out to make a cup of tea and don't put it back in the fridge.
Pricks are the highest order.
Yeah,
pricks are the highest order. It should be a public way. I honestly, you know the way there's like small claims courts and all these things, and they're not taken very seriously, and nothing happens. I always thought, like, I'm not into, you know, hitting people or corporal punishment or anything like that, but see if you leave the milk out on a regular occasion, you should be given a public red wedgie on College Green, like, and you should be just left there and with the sign over your head what you did and your underpants sticking out. And if it says like that, and you go, oh yeah, fuck you, and if you get upset by it, you ram them up a little higher and then carry on with your day. You know what I mean? Not hurting them, but just making them really uncomfortable. Like, just sticking up their hole a little bit more. You fucking think about people.
You get a tourist walking by. What's happening here? He left the bleeding milk out.
Yeah, they'd be like, oh, this is, I've heard about this. Can I give him a wedgie too? Knock yourself out. Just leave a tip.
Sponsored by Avonmore. The entire car park is empty, but some fucker who parks beside you.
Yeah, what's that about? That's like them weirdos who piss beside you. Do you know, you ever go and you like
leave the space, yeah.
Or these fuckers. I used to get these at gigs, right? You go into and you take your Mickey out before a show, and you're standing there. You're in the middle of your flow, and some lad stands beside you for a piss, and he's having the piss, and he goes, "Ah, it's yourself, yeah." Takes his hand off his Mickey and goes to shake his hand. What's to shake his fucking hand? Then you have to take your hand off your Mickey
amazing.
and put your Mickey hand into his Mickey hand, and you have to shake his hand, because if you don't shake someone's hand, it's rude as fuck. And then he's like, "Oh, good luck with the show," and he leaves, and you're like, "Oh, fucking!" You have to wash his Mickey and your Mickey off your own hand. Fucking disgusting, man. Disgusting. But you can't say I'm not shaking your hand. It was on your flute, because he'll just go, "Ah, you fucking, I don't know, you posh cunt." I don't know what they say, but you'd be like, you have to put your Mickey hand in his Mickey hand. It's disgusting. It's happened more than once. That's happened more than once. So whenever someone parks beside me in the car park, I always remember, this isn't about me. He's a Mickey man. And Mickey men aren't trying to upset me. They just don't understand what's rude and what's not. They're not being dickheads. They're Mickey men. He's the exact type fella who would take his hand off his flute and give you a handshake in the toilet.
And not realise.
Oh,
and not realise. He thinks he's being a nice fella. He's probably parking beside you in the car park to say, "All right, you're not on your own. There's two of us in it." He thinks he's being supportive, like.
Amazing. Right, people who throw dirty clothes beside the washing basket instead of into the washing basket.
I never understood that either. I don't even really understand washing baskets. Like, if the fucking washing machine is empty, put it in there. Why is there a fucking intermediary service for a washing machine? Fucking seriously, what's the point of that? Like, what's the fucking point of it? What is the fucking point of it? Put it into the machine. You know what I mean? No, I have to put my underpants into a basket before I put it into a machine. You don't. Just put it into the fucking machine. It's like when you take home a half a salad and you eat half the salad and you put the other half in the fridge, and 3 days later you come back and you take it out of the fridge and you put it in the fucking bin. Just put it in the fucking bin when you're finished eating the fucking thing. No one's going to eat a day-old salad. Put it in the fucking bin and put your underpants in the fucking fridge. Oh, no. Put your underpants in the put your underpants in the fucking... Where do you put them? The washing machine.
The washing machine.
Use the basket for something that's needed your basket for. Your basket case. That's what they call your basket case. You're putting your fucking underpants in an unnecessary vehicle. You know?
Oh, fucking hell. People
I'm still laughing at Mickey hands.
Yeah, fuck, yeah. At least with COVID now, you'll have a reason to be like, no. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, the great thing about COVID, you just elbow, so it's just
that's
Mickey now.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
If you can hold his Mickey with his elbow, that's a skill.
Yeah. Fucking hell, like shake any man's hand that can hold his Mickey with his elbow.
People who continue their conversation on the phone on loudspeaker while in a shop.
Yeah.
I've never experienced that.
I've only seen it once. Seen it once. And the thing is, they weren't even talking about that interesting. I'd have no problem them doing that if they were talking about interesting shit and winking at people around them. Like they're holding the phone going, so you had an affair with me, da? You'd be like, oh, I'm listening to this. And you hear, yeah, it was unbelievable. Like, you'd be all right. But it's always, what do you want? And do you want Tylenol and rice? All right. Or what is it? What do you want? You're like, oh, for fuck's sake. This isn't an interesting conversation. If it was interesting, no problem. Back on about it. If it's affairs and murders and death and crime, we're all in. Give us all a show.
Oh, fucking it. Right. Dickheads don't say thanks when you hold the door open for them. Yeah, that's solid. I'm all right with that.
Yeah, or not waving when somebody if you let someone out in a car and all that. No time for that. Thanks is a very simple thing, unless you're trying to at some point.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Manners.
And then the last one here, dickheads support Shamrock Rovers and never shut the fuck up about it.
Everybody knows that. That's an absolute fact of life.
It's a scientific fact that I don't know who they're talking about, but it's true. Like, it's undeniable.
I actually met one of Merrow's friends there last week. I'm going up to see a friend of mine works in a tattoo shop, and one of Merrow's mates was getting his tattoo done. And it's fucking hilarious. The first thing, Rovers fans, it's like, vegans. How do you know a Shamrock Rovers fan? They fucking tell you. The second you meet them, and I met him, and he just points straight at the tattoo on his leg and goes, hey, what do you think about that? I was there, I know you're... But I actually ended up hanging around with that fella for about, I don't know, I must have been there fucking half an hour, 40 minutes chatting to him. He was a lovely fella.
Al's a gentleman. He sent me a picture of the two of you. He's a gentleman.
Oh, yeah. You're a fucking sound man. You only hate Rovers on match days.
Yeah.
They're not the worst fuckers in the world the rest of the time.
Yeah. Hate each other for 90 minutes.
Well, the day.
Yeah, the day.
Maybe even from the night before.
Well, I usually text you the night before. It's slagging.
Oh, come here, Graham Merrigan. Can I just tell you, Graham Merrigan's a fucking prick. Can I tell you what, right? Graham Merrigan's a fucking prick. Because this is what Graham Merrigan does. He sends you a message the night before a game. Right, okay, now that's it now, right? No messages tomorrow, no matter what happens. You're like, no bother. Rovers win. Ha ha! Take it out of that, you bastard! Or fucking all the memes and players' videos scoring goals on you fucking. Yeah, you are covering your own arse in case it all went wrong, you little shite. Yeah, that's what happens. That's what Merrow does. Merrow fucking knows how to look after Merrow when it comes to derby. I've been a victim of him a few times. 10 fucking games in a row that Rovers couldn't beat Bows. And what happened? Oh, no slagging now. Come on. And then the tide turns. Fuck you, Gallagher. You shite bag. Bows tramp is what I've been getting off him for the last fucking year.
Love it. You'd miss a match though.
Nearly him up for those 10 games. If only I had known the way it was going to go.
Yeah, it's almost like, please now, no hassle now tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
What about, PJ, people that watch NBA in their Nike Air Jordans? like Danny Murray. He does that.
Absolutely, yeah.
Oh, I heard about this, yeah. I heard about this.
I shoot the 3-pointers with the lads. I'm fucking giving it socks, boys, I tell you.
They're pricks, aren't they?
NBA fans and Liverpool fans are the same, aren't they? In their pajamas and slippers, sitting up watching, lecturing everyone on what real sport is while wearing their fucking Chicago Bulls slippers and nightgown. It's just something about it. It all fits in. NBA fans are basically American Liverpool fans. That's lecturing everyone else on what they think the world should be.
I love it.
Absolutely, man.
That's a very fair comparison.
Oh, yeah, I take exception to the Liverpool comment, to be honest with you. Yeah. Fucking, I'd rather be lumped in with 1,000,001 fucking types of people before lumped in with them lads. But
Liverpool fans, isn't it gas though? Like, the way the Liverpool fans are always, living rent free in your head, as if that's an insult. Yeah, you are. I fucking love when you lose. I love it. I fucking love it. Oh, rent-free. Yeah, rent-free. And see when you upset and we all celebrate. You know the way that upsets you? That's how upset I am when you win. Yeah, I love watching United do well. I love watching United come second and all of that stuff. That would have been a successful season. If only Liverpool didn't get Champions League. For some reason, that's ruined it. And yeah, you bitter fuck. Yeah, I'm a bitter fuck. Yeah, I'm disgusted.
You can't even enjoy playing FIFA anymore.
No, yeah, you kind of. Well, I can because that's always West Ham. But
yeah, well, even that West Ham nearly fucking got in.
West Ham got into Europa League. It's brilliant. Yeah, West Ham are the Dundalk of fucking England. Yeah. Oh, no, they're not. Dundalk are shit now.
Well, they're good enough to beat Rovers, aren't they? So.
Well, just about, yeah. In fairness, that was a game. That was like fucking pinball, wasn't it? Like, your ball controls, you're doing everything right, and the ball still goes into your own end.
Yeah, brutal.
Oh, fucking hell!
All the difference between the Bows match against Dundalk and the Rovers match with Dundalk, Bows took their chances. Rovers didn't take their chances.
What was that about? Rovers are the hooers of taking chances. Like, Rovers are awful to watch because the fuckers will always go. No, you just don't know when you're fucking best. That's what's so annoying. You just don't lie the fuck down, will you? Get over it. It's 93 minutes. Get over it. Lie fucking down. No. And then there's fucking all these late, disgusting goals scored by a Bows player anyway. Like, you know what I mean? A Bows player nobody even liked because he had a bad attitude, right?
Now he's an Ireland international. We made him an Ireland international.
Oh, yous made him an Ireland international. Yous made him an Ireland.
We made him. Stephen Bradley made him an Irish international.
Keith Long made him an Irish international. He's been playing with.
Keith Long left him. Keith Long left him in the stands to rot.
Keith Long left him in the stands because he needed a lesson to learn. I'd say is what the rumor is. I don't know. That's what I heard.
Yeah, well, he's a superstar Irish international now.
Thanks to Keith Long and Bohemians. Poached by a different squad altogether.
Yeah, right. And he changed the subject here before I laugh.
I'm quite enjoying watching you squirm there, though, to be honest with you.
Not squirm. We've another Irish international on our books.
Another Irish international.
I know, isn't it? Yeah, the great plan. Rob everyone else's players. The grand plan.
Oh, that's Tala for you.
I love the way Merrill's not even fucking smiling anymore. Merrill's just giving me the death stare.
He does this. He gets very
death stare. That's all this is. Lads, I have to say, I love doing your podcast, but isn't this Zoom stuff fucking shite? Isn't it?
Stop.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Get back in the studio with people and have proper fucking banter and a proper fucking bit of crack. I love going out to using Killiney and going off on ridiculous rants about all sorts of dog shit. And it's just like unfortunate that we're doing this in our houses again, you know.
I know, it's mad.
Next time we'll get to do this properly. That's if Merrow ever has me on the podcast again next time. He's tolerated me enough.
You miss the south side, PJ? Do you miss living out in the south side?
I do, yeah. No, I really do, yeah. I'm mad. I really miss Dunleary. I kind of had to accept I'm never getting back to Dunleary this week or last week.
Last week, so you were hoping to get back, were you?
Well, I kept trying and looking and rent and all of this shit, but it's just not possible, you know, not for a fella. The world doesn't want single people, man. Yeah. You know, it just doesn't want single people. This city doesn't want single people. And South Dublin, Dunleary, that's fucking forget about it stuff. So I'm going to go back to the RNLI, but here in Holt. So I'm getting a transfer
very good.
to Holt. And so to start again over here. But it's a bitter pill, to be honest with you. You know, because you think you're doing everything right. You know, you think you're doing everything right, and you think you're putting the fucking time in, and that you're going to sort stuff out. And then, in reality, it's just not enough. You just can't do anything on your own. I'm going to get into polygamy, I think. I think I'm going to get into polygamy. You know, I'm not mad for riding anyway. So maybe like get 4 or 5 people who just are happy to ignore me, and we'll all get a marriage together. And we'll just... It'll be like rent, but we'll all be stuck with each other. I'll be all right, you know, maybe something like that.
You'll be on a Louis Theroux documentary in no time.
That's it. Yeah. With your new cooking skills, that can be what you bring to a relationship, you know?
Well, yeah, I'm telling you, that's what I'm all about. You want to see me on the cooking, lamb pastas and all, and you know, fucking fish pies. I still don't know what a casserole is, but I'll have one done by the end of next month.
Do you say lamb pasta?
Lamb pasta. I know it sounds ridiculous, but you get these lamb kebab things, right? And you put them on the pan with no oil, and you fucking let the pasta, the fresh pasta now, not this packet shite, right? Fresh pasta. And then you put the pasta, you boil it for like 3 minutes, and then you throw it into the pan. You fry the pasta in the lamb fat. And that's the sauce. Put a little bit of chili and a little bit of garlic. I'm not even joking, you lads. It'll blow your mind. Honestly,
I've never heard of lamb and pasta before.
I know. It sounds ridiculous, but I promise you, lads. Next time I'm with you, I'll bring it with you. I'll bring it with me. We'll stick it in the hotel microwave or something, and I'm telling you, blow your minds.
We'll have to do one with you and Adrian Martin, because people have been on to us asking us to get him back on as well. And his carbonara, lads, it's my go-to now. Anytime I'm told you're cooking dinner tonight, like, no worries, Chef Adrian has me. Unreal stuff, man. Chef Adrian. That's who you're talking about. So you said his real name and I hadn't a clue who you wanted. Yeah, he opened a fucking place in London, and in the pandemic fucked him over. And I think he's open now finally and all that. But like,
is he open now?
London on the first month of lockdown. I think literally as he opened the doors, he got shut down. Like he really got hit hard with that sort of shit. Yeah, I think he got done.
Fuck me,
So I hope it's open for him now.
I hope so.
He opened the takeaway as well, didn't he? With from his recipes from his fakeaway book.
Yeah, he done a pop-up takeaway or something, didn't he?
Yeah.
But the stuff is fucking tasty, man. Like, it's good, you know what I mean?
Isn't he? He does decent shit, like, you know, and it's real, accessible shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know the Happy Pair lads now. I love the Happy Pair lads. Their sound and everything, right? They're grand. They're lovely lads now. But I bought their book because it was like, this is the simple one, lads. You get this book and it's fucking fantastic. And and all you got to do is get some grumbleweed from your mom's pocket and you put it in and if you just put some seeds in your granny's trousers, 2 months later you get this beautiful grumbleweed and you put it in and it's so lovely, and you just do that with your hands, and then you jump into the sea when it's shoved up the crack of your hole, and then it's just about seasoned. You're like, I can't get this shit. I can't get this. I don't know what you're talking about. And then you just get some cool cannon, not cold cannon, cool cannon. It's amazing stuff, and you can get it from this. It's so easy to get. There's like 3 cafes in the whole of Zurich that sell it. I don't know what you're talking about. I can't get this all feels very complicated. You know what I mean? Yeah. Just fucking sausage on a pan. I'm doing goose fat sausages tomorrow. Where do you get a load of
these? Yes. See, I fucking love
that's a recipe. Right? Super value sausage, duck fat or goose fat. Fucking, that's the lads. I'm telling you, that is the way. Simple as it'll blow a third hole into your arse. It's that good.
I loved your Happy Pair impression there.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, very good.
It was fucking terrible, doesn't it?
They're like Jedward on steroids.
Oh, they are, bless them.
Isn't it Mario that calls them Vegward? I think he calls them, does he? Yeah, I think he calls them. Yeah, he calls them Vegward.
Oh, that's a fucking cracker.
Fucking brilliant it is. It's so fucking perfect for them, you know. Oh, it's fucking fantastic. Oh yeah, nobody knows which one is which. Even we don't. We're so stoned. It's fucking fantastic.
Have you ever worked with them, BJ?
Yes, they came into the show, and that's the thing. I'm being a bastard now because they're actually lovely lads. They're really sound, like, and they're real. accessible lads in the whole lot. I'm just being a slaggard. Yeah, I suppose when somebody walks into an interview on their hands, you start thinking, what's going on here?
Is that what happened?
They do handstands and all. I know they went for a run before they came into us and everything. You know, they're a different machine. They're just a different machine to what I am. That's for sure. You know,
they're just full of energy more than me.
Full of energy. I'd hate to be that full of energy. Like I would. If I didn't waste some of my life, I'd have wasted my life. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you have to waste your life to live your life. You know?
Yeah. If I want to nap, I'll have a nap.
Exactly. And if I get into a coffin and my body looks great, like if I get into a coffin with a perfectly preserved body, I'll be there down. That was a fucking waste, wasn't it? Like you want to get into your coffin with a big fat belly and dodgy knees and scars all over the place and a buckled horn and fucking eyes shot to death from alcohol. Like, and think, oh, that was a life well lived. You know what I mean? I experienced fucking everything. You want to get your coffin with fucking rickets and all from living a mad life.
Oh, fuck me.
What did you do with your life? I looked after my body and what happened? I died. Oh, fucking congratulations to you, you cunt. What a fucking victory march that is. You know what I mean? You want to get in fucking bent. You want to get in fucking wrecked from fucking falling off bikes and fucking smacking yourself into walls and falling over and looking at your elbow and 12-inch fucking scars that remind you of happy times. Like you want to get in bollocks. You want them to be putting you in parts. You want your coffin to be half the size of you because you're so fucked up after the whole thing.
A buckled horn is probably my favourite injury I've ever heard in my life. It's up there with hearing about your man having a septic head. Oh, fuck me.
I was going to say, how were the dogs through all the pandemic?
Yeah,
are they sick of you?
Huh?
Are they sick of you?
No, they're like, I'm lucky that me and my ex-missus are still best of mates. Like, we get on so well. So we're very lucky that way. So we have constant sort of sharing of the dogs and all, and they're always over. So not only are they always looking forward to seeing you, but we're always looking forward to seeing them as well.
Yeah.
So it's brilliant, man. Like, it's fucking brilliant. Like, and your dog, man, like, if you want to live, again, you want to live life well, look at your dog. Nobody lives in the moment like your dog lives in the moment, you know? So
yeah.
It's great. I love having them around. They were a great reminder, actually, to just fucking try not to panic all the time. Like, your dog is living in the pandemic as well. Yeah. You know, your dog is literally living in the pandemic as well, but I was talking to Pete the vet yesterday, and he's saying,
I saw that, yeah.
Some part of our brains, he was saying, that is designed for anxiety and stress and future predictions and worries and all this. And dogs don't have it. It's literally not a part of their brain. So they're just living day to day to day. And like, it's, you know, they're reactive to the good shit. They can't even see the bad shit. Like, they literally can't see it. So you can have the unluckiest dog in the world walking around. He's got 2 legs and his hole is on the top of his head. And he's fucking, you know, he meets one person a day and he has 1 meal a day. And every time he does those 3 things, he's like, this is fucking brilliant. You know, like, if you can't learn from that, like, if you can't learn from it.
Oh,
it's
listen.
great. So the dogs were great.
I often just stare at my dog and often think, and often wonder, what is he thinking right now? Like this morning, he woke me up at 10 to 6 this morning. And he was having a row with the dustpan and brush in the kitchen. And he was full of energy. He was like, what are you doing? I'm talking to him like saying, what are you doing? So I let him into my room. I got back under the covers. I wasn't up for work till 7. And then he got on top of the covers. And he goes around in circles, whether it be on the sofa, whether it be on his bed, whether it be on my bed. And he's trying to make his place comfortable. And then he just drops. And he drops beside me. And I'm lying down. Next minute, his chin just rests on my arm. And I'm pretending to be asleep. And then I open my eyes to look at him. Then he's staring at me. Then he just licks me on the nose. And then goes back to sleep. And I'm like, what? I was thinking, what is he thinking while he's doing all that? Like, what was he thinking while he was licking me nose?
Yeah,
and he's resting his chin on my arm and all.
Just everything. Deadly, deadly, deadly. Oh, deadly. That's what he was thinking. Deadly. Oh, fucking deadly. Circle, deadly, love circles, love circles, love circles. Here's Graham, lick, stuck in his arm, fucking deadly, put my head in that. Deadly.
That's what it felt like.
Yeah.
That's it.
He hates the sound of a motorbike engine. That's the only thing. He shits the bed when he hears them.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, wankers like me ruining things and everybody.
Yeah.
Is it just where they fucking rev, is it? Or
well, if you're near a road and there's when you hear the rev, he's looking for the rev, and he's looking at you, and he's looking at the rev, and then when it revs, he nearly dumps up in my lap like.
Oh, he gets up, yeah, for whatever it is.
Yeah, he'll grow out of it though. He's only 14 months.
He's only a baby.
He's still in the puppy stage.
Yeah, they stay, and then all of a sudden they're teenagers and they get stroppy with you.
Really?
Well, then all of a sudden,
what's that stroppy stage like?
It's all right. They're still dogs. They're still deadly animals now. But then all of a sudden, one day you say out, and they're like, nah. They look at you as if they go, you fucking messing. They get all teenagery on you. No. You're like, come on out. Come on, you have to do a shite. Come on, out. And they're like, just looking at you with their ears as if they go, you all right in the head, eh? What's wrong with you? You go out. You go and do a shite in the bush. See how you like it. Like, it's not a bit of attitude. You get a bit of attitude off them for a little while.
I get that at the moment.
Huh?
I get that at the moment when I'm getting them to sit with a treat, like.
Or maybe
sometimes he'd be like, he's looking at you and he's like, no, I'm not sitting. I'm like, I've got a tree here, sit. And he won't, but then the third or fourth time, lucky he will.
That's him pushing you, Mero. He's sort of like, oh, let's see who'll fucking lose patience first here. I'm going to get that tree and you're going to lose this one, man.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
They're pushing. They do it. Yeah, like, fucking Lupo gets up on the couch here and he'll be like, no, come on, get down. He just gives you this bit of side eye he throws at you. He doesn't even make it, like, he doesn't look at you in the eye or that, and he just kind of turns his head and, like, shifts the eyes towards you and say, I'm good. And you're like,
yeah, but that's because you're telling him to get off the couch. If I told you to get off the couch, you'd be a fucking row.
It's so true.
Fair point, but he said.
Like, you're sitting there minding your business, and then someone comes in and goes, get off the couch. Why? Because I said so. No, that's not a good enough argument. Fuck you.
Yeah, I want to be on the couch.
Yeah, I want to be on the couch.
Does your man like the dogs, PJ?
Loves the dogs, yeah. She doesn't like the way I sleep with them, because I sleep with my dogs. All this, lie down with dogs, get up with fleas. Fuck off. Lie down with dogs, get up with ease. That's do you ever notice, like, when you're sleeping with a dog, how nice their snoring is?
Yeah.
Like, a dog snoring is one of the nicest sounds in the world. A person snoring, you're like, I want to fucking choke that cunt now in 5 minutes. They don't shut the fuck up. If you don't shut the you'll be knocking on doors and walls. Shut up, you fucking asshole, and noisy, you're like a fucking train. And a dog snoring is just the nicest thing. Like, it's hypnotic. It puts you go to sleep listening to it. I sleep with them, and I don't give a shit. I let them into the bed. I let them onto the couch. I let them do whatever they want to do. If I could teach them to use a knife and fork, I'd sit down and I'd dress up for dinner every day with them. I'd put a short tie on and all. But
have you always had dogs, PJ, since you were a kid? No.
Yeah, always. Yeah. I suppose I'm very attached to them. Like, I always think my dogs were my best friends. I grew up in fucking chaos house, like, the whole madhouse thing and all of that stuff. So there's always a dog. We're actually thinking of writing a book at the moment about the madhouse experience. And what I want to do with the book is to write it with the chapters being the dogs, because each dog lives for about 10 years or for about 6 years or whatever. So, and each dog is a very significant period of my life, So Tara was my first dog when I was adopted. And then there was Skippy, was the dog after that when the madhouse experience started. And then there was a Labrador called Joy that unfortunately didn't last very long. And then there was fucking Sasha, and then there was Lilo. So every dog marks a really different period in my life. So I wanted to do the chapters named after the dogs, because the dogs were like, my best friends for the whole thing.
Wow, that sounds very interesting.
Yeah, so I'm mad to do it, I'm mad to do it. Now, I don't know, I'll go to a publisher, and publishers, we've been talking to publishers, and they seem to be interested in it. But, they might say that's a terrible idea for the chapters or whatever. But that's the idea I have at the moment. We'll see what happens.
Would you be doing that with Una McGevitt again, or?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, no, I wouldn't do that with Una. Una's like, I had this story. That's the thing, the Madhouse story. I don't know, for those that don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was adopted, and then I went into my family home, and then it ended up being a HSE experiment. So I lived with my family, my mum, my dad, my sister, the dog, on one side of the house, and on the other side of the house there was 6 patients from the HSE who had schizophrenia.
You weren't the patient though.
No, I wasn't a patient. No, I was a child, and that's as bad. And so they lived on one house, and my ma had to look after all of us. So there was this like strange pyramid where my ma at the top, and then the patients who were always referred to as the visitors, on one side, and then us. So it was this fucking mad experience, and it was an experiment that didn't last very long in Ireland. I had to start, I suppose when you think about it now, it was a crazy idea. The idea was good. It was well intended. It was like, let's get these people, introduce them back into society by putting them into what they think is a normal home. But then what's a normal home? There's no such thing as a normal home. And as soon as that environment happens, there's definitely no normal home. And we'll see what happens. But of course, they were exploited in some places, and it just didn't work, and it was mad. And there was no such thing. My tagline for the whole show is there was no such thing as mental health in the 80s. You were mental or you had health. That was it. You were one or the other. But mental and health didn't belong in the same sentence. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it fucking didn't, man.
Yeah.
So that was the whole thing. So through all of that, I never felt I really had a place. But then I always had a dog. And it was
How long did that go on for? How long did the madhouse period go on for?
9 years.
Oh,
9 years, yeah. So the life
so those
of
people
that
lived with this for 9 years?
Yeah, for 9 years, yeah. 9 years, 6 people lived in the house. Yeah. So
and then where did they go after the 9 years?
Back into the system. The house had to
Did you ever see them ever again?
My dad died of cancer, and that was it. Then, couldn't be done anymore. So they went back into the system, which is one of those things that I still don't even really know where they would have ended up. But I lived with these people for a long, long time.
That is mad, isn't it?
It was mad. It was a mad experience. There's no doubt about it.
Did you ever meet them ever again?
Yeah, sometimes. And there was we only ever had one woman stay with us called, well, I don't want to say her name actually, but she used to come and visit regularly afterwards actually. And then she stopped. So I don't know what became of her in the end. But you would see them for a while. I presume now, that's a long time ago. I presume that most of them, they're all dead now.
Did your parents sign up for this?
My ma did, yeah. So my mom was a nurse, but she wasn't a mental nurse. She was a nurse, and she worked in Liverpool and she worked in London, and then she came back. She met my dad. They got married, and she signed up for it because, well, look, fucking,
she's a caring person
and all that, and my family, but he got high in his own supply, and that was the fucking thing. And then, so had to make money one way or another. Had to make ends meet, and my ma took the lads in. She signed up to this experiment, which from the East, wasn't the HSE then. There was no HSE then. It was the Eastern Health Board at the time. So she signed up to that experiment, and next thing we were in it. But no one ever told us it was happening. Like, me man, never told us it was happening. Like, it was just one day we were told there was visitors coming to the house, and 9 years later they were still fucking there. So it was like when my sister. It was like when my sister came along. I never knew no one was pregnant or anything. You know what I mean? There was no one pregnant. I just came home with my dad one day. No one said there was getting a sister or a brother. I just came home and there was a baby in the cot. And my dad, I went, who's that? My dad goes, that's your sister. I went,
is your sister adopted as well?
Yeah, of course she is. There was no one pregnant.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. God.
And he just says, that's your sister. And I was like, fucking hell. Well, I didn't say fucking hell, but it was like, oh, okay. And I had a sister. Just one day I went out to the shop and came home and I had a sister. Like, it was, we were never told that. Like, it was like, it was a very strange existence, very wild. You were never told what was going to happen next. That's why I catastrophize fucking everything. That's why I always think something mental's about to happen. Always think something mental's about to happen. I can't order a Chinese without thinking some cunt's going to put a grenade in me chips. Like, I think something's bad is about to happen all the time. I can't get my head around it.
When you look back at that 9 years,
so hard. What?
You look back at that 9 years. Obviously, you're saying it was mad, but what was it? Was it a positive experience or?
No, it wasn't. No, it was wild. It was wild.
And could your mother have ended it at any point?
No, I don't think so. I mean, in fairness to her, she did everything. Like, she did fucking everything. Like, my mom was amazing. She cut their hair. She gave them their medication. She gave them their food. She got them their clothes. She dressed them. She looked after them. She fucking washed some of them. She did all of that, and my old fella was, I mean, he was fairly useless for a lot of those times. He got up, he went to pub. He had to if you had to take them to mass, he'd go put them in the church, and then he'd just go to pub, and you might not see him for the rest of the day. So, there was it was a different. It was really, but I don't look at it back and say, oh, those were great days. I look back and there's really, really, really funny stories from the whole thing, like really funny stories. But as an experience, as in to itself, no. I mean, like, I was always just knocking on the door trying to get the fucking attention, I come out of one situation, like, I always knew I had brothers and sisters out there that I'd never met. And I knew that there was a family that got married and I was gone out of it, sort of put out of it. And then I'm in this madhouse, and there's all these people who get priority over me. And then I look at my outfit, and in fairness, I love my dad so much, did everything to get his attention and all. But essentially, he was more interested in going to the pub than he was hanging out with me. So you're screaming all the time for attention. Do you know what I mean? You're always trying to get it, and you don't get it. And then you end up on stage fucking telling jokes because you're going, will someone fucking look? Like,
Jesus, yeah.
I always say, that's why I always think stand-up comedy is such a dysfunctional way to make a living. It's not enough hugs as a child, man. That's why you're doing stand-up comedy. You're getting it off strangers. And then when they do give it to you, you're like, oh, fuck you, and you run off home again. You can't handle it when you get it.
And then they want to shake your hand with their Mickey hand. Then they want to shake your hand with their Mickey hand.
And then they want to put their hand on their Mickeys and shake your hand. And you're like, go fuck yourself, you mad cunt. I want to go home.
BJ, do you have any, the way you were, you were from Besborough, wasn't it?
Yeah, my mother was sent to Besborough, yeah.
Besborough. Do you have any, feelings on what happens to the land at Besborough at the moment? Because I know planning permission was refused for private apartments. I think locals want to preserve it for a memory of what it was. Like, do you have any feelings towards any of that?
Not really. I still kind of feel like, oh, fucking hell, we're getting into it now, lads. I still kind of feel like I don't really have a voice in it, So I look at it and I just don't know what the answer is. Because for fucking years, like, I learned nothing new from Besborough. I always knew this story. I've been telling this story for a long time. I remember, in fairness to Ray Darcy, I went on Ray Darcy about 10 years ago, and I told him this story about Besborough House and all. And he hadn't a clue about it. No one in Ireland did. But we were always talking about it. Like, or I was always talking about it, and I knew other people that would talk about it. And he Googled it on the spot in the studio and the whole lot. And he saw it, and he was like, he was fascinated with it. But I just remember thinking, fucking, like, this is, nobody cares, Nobody cares. Like, there's nothing like, the stories you're hearing are new, but everybody knew those. Well, all of us that came from it sort of knew these stories, heard these stories, knew of these conditions, because our mothers would have told us, or we would have read the book, The Light in the Window, or it wasn't that big a thing. So, and then it happened. Then there was this huge big wave of everybody cared, which was great. It was fantastic. And I guess people like me and a couple of other lads I've spoken to, they still feel they don't have a voice in it because we've no memories of it. And then it became a very feminist thing, which it should have been, of course, because it's like, it is a women's issue. But I feel like sometimes I can't really say anything because I don't remember it, and it happened to women. It kind of feels like it was taken from me a little bit, to be honest. I feel like I don't have a voice in it, to be honest. Yeah. I feel like I don't really have a voice in it. So I look at the Besborough House and I say, what should I do with the land? I don't know. Am I allowed to feel bad about this? Do I get it? I don't know. I'm very fucking mixed up about the whole thing, I really am. Very mixed up about the whole thing. Because that's how I got here. Like, that's literally my entrance into the world.
Yeah.
And I've real strong feelings about it, but I still don't feel like I have a voice in it. I kind of feel like we don't matter.
Right.
If I'm really going to get into it, I feel like those of us that were born there don't matter. I mean, I look at the people who were born there or born from there, our mothers were there, and all the stalks about the dead kids and there's not. It doesn't feel like anyone really talks about that much. I don't know. Maybe they do, and I just have missed it. And then us who came out of it, of that situation, and that there is no adopted kids anymore. Like that was a one generation. Like it was a one. Like, you know, from the war until the fucking 90s. You know, it's not a huge amount of time. And no one really asks, like, people ask us how we feel, but they don't ask us. You're the first person that's ever asked me what should be done. No one's ever asked me that before. You're the first person that's ever asked me that. So sometimes I talk about it and I feel like I don't matter. Just feel like it don't fucking matter. It feels like my opinion, it feels like nobody cares about what our opinions are that came from the place. That's what it feels like, honestly. Feels like it doesn't fucking matter. And I guess that's what's been eating me my whole life. It feels like no matter what I say, it doesn't matter. You know, you walk around feeling like you're a mistake for most of your life. And then someone says, what should be done? And you're like, oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, you end up doing, like people always say, oh, you're a great fella for doing your charity work and for doing your RNLI and for doing your blood bikes and you're doing all of this shit. And you're a great fella. But I'm not a great fella. I'm trying to fucking justify being in this world. I'm trying to justify why I get to get up out of bed and carry on with my life and live a good life every day, because I still feel guilty about it.
Why do you feel guilty?
Because I just feel like I was a fucking accident.
For sure.
I feel like I'm in the way. I know it doesn't make sense, and I know what you'll say, and I've heard all this, and I know you're right,
Yeah.
And I know the motivation and all of that. I know it was out here, but the emotional connection to that, there's still an emotional reaction. Even though I know the truth is not that, there's still an emotional reaction that says, you're in the fucking way, man. You shouldn't have been here. You being born made life difficult on everybody. You know, you being born made your life difficult on fucking 2 sets of parents, not one. And I know that there's all kinds of therapy in the world that would probably release that emotional connection, but I'm not prepared to do it. So I guess I wasn't expecting to get this deep, which is, lads, you bastards. Can we go back to talking the Rovers? But it's like, but I suppose that's what it is, you know. So you're asking me what should be done with the land in Bessborough, and the truth is, I honestly don't have any real opinion on that, because I still feel like I don't have a voice in it.
Yeah. Would you like to have a voice in it, PJ?
I don't feel like I do. I think, I don't know. I just feel like I don't. I think it's mostly the women who have memories of it are probably the ones that should make that decision. I think the women who went there, who are in there, the women who can tell you the stories that I've been told by people and by people in confidence. I'll tell you what was amazing about it. When I sort of did the show Separated at Birth with Joanne McNally, you know.
Yeah.
Because she was of the same, you know, she's the same, more or less the same sort of history. And I remember being a bit sketchy about, should you reveal this part of your life, you know, should you?
It's a brilliant fucking show, by the way. Sorry, but...
Yeah, no, I do think it was a good show. I'm proud of that show. And I remember, like, some people got really fucking angry because they were so annoyed I was able to laugh at my own past, my past. Now, I wasn't laughing at anyone else's, just mine. But so many people would come up to me around that time when we were doing all the press and say, I'm adopted too. My parents don't know. That'd be some fucking job. But my kids don't know. My husband doesn't know. I've always been ashamed of it. I've always hidden it. And I remember getting this suddenly just going, well, at least I know other people have this irrational guilt. They feel guilty. They feel like it's a dirty secret. They feel like it's a dirty secret. There is people out there like me that felt like there was something that they should hide, that they should keep from people, that they shouldn't burden other people with, you know. And that was a good feeling, because the amount of conversations I had with people who were just like, listen, it's fucking great. Like, we can talk, like, I can talk to you. I'll never to meet you again. We're out walking dogs, but I just want to say thanks a million. That made a difference. And that was a lot of that, man. There was a lot of that. It happened so much, you know. And then I was doing a couple of the adoption conferences, and you would meet people who are younger and were saying, it's just nice to know that when I was sitting in school and feeling so fucking different, that I wasn't the only one. And I think it's harder for people who have been adopted in the last 10 years, because there's a tendency for them to look different to traditional Irish people, you know, like the people have been adopted in from China or they've been adopted in from Russia or whatever, or they have a different look, you know.
Yeah.
And I think it's harder for some of those people because I know I had no sense of place, like no sense of place. I didn't know where I was. But I looked the same. I always looked like I fit in. In fact, I looked like every other fucker in the world. You know, I looked like someone drew a face on a balloon. Like, so, like, I look like everybody. You know what I mean? So I think it's going to be harder for those kids. I think, to be honest with you, I look at it, and that's maybe it won't be. Maybe their parents will be much more aware of the effect it can have on people as they grow up, and they'll be nurtured and looked after better. Or maybe kids will be less cruel and all of that sort of shit. So maybe it won't be, but I can only refer back to my own experience. You know the way it is. You only got one set of eyes. It's hard to see the world a different way.
Yeah.
Wow. That was a bit inspiring, I thought, in the last 10 or 15 minutes, just because of who you are. And a lot of people listening mightn't have known that story about you. As well, though, I think, I'm not sure if it's that you've got a bit of modesty or it's lack of confidence, but you do mean a lot to a lot of people, to a lot of Irish people in society, throughout your work with Naked Camera, on the radio, your work on RTE. So you should be very proud of some of your achievements, because you do mean a lot to a lot of people. And I know I speak for a lot of listeners of this podcast, and I know I probably speak for a lot of Irish people to say that you do mean a lot to people. And I think you should be proud of yourself.
Well, I'll tell you this, and this is something I do know, because I want to finish on a positive note with this story. All that shit, all that baggage that I carry around, like, that did lead to stand-up comedy, and it did ultimately lead to success of some degree. It did. And one thing I've learned over the last few years, fuck me, lads, is I get me all emotional now. I'm going to start fucking getting teary on this. But one thing I do fucking know is that it all happened not in spite of those experiences, but because of those experiences.
Mm.
So those experiences were like the reason things ended well.
Yeah.
You know, and that's important to remember, I think, for me and for people, because sometimes you think it's all been this big fucking road to survival, and it hasn't been. It's been a life, you know, and it's been a good life. It's been a good life with shadows, and everybody has a good life with big fucking ugly shadows. And because of these experiences, great things happened and are still happening. I wake up every morning and I sit down with a friend of mine and we have fun for a living. You know, like, it's great things are still happening, and it's because of it. It's not in spite of it. So I can't moan too much.
PJ, you know, thanks for opening up that. Like, when my intention of bringing that up ad hocly wasn't meant for you to go so deep, and the two of us appreciate the level of the deepness that you did go there. It might be tough for you, but I know it's probably going to mean a lot to people listening as well. So, Jesus, man, I'm like I'm a bit shaken here, in the sense that
you want to fucking try being a mic too.
No, but in a sense that you've shared that stuff with us, like, do you know what I mean? So thanks for that. You didn't have to do that, and for a Bowes tram, thanks very much.
Yeah, and I think as well, a lot of what you've said there, man, it is going to resonate with people. You mentioned it earlier about the whole thing of when you eventually get to the grave, you don't want to be going in perfect and intact. You want to be going in with fucking scars everywhere and all that kind of stuff. And you seem to wear your scars a little bit, PJ, but of everything you've said there and all that, I really hope that, you know, you get your buckled horn, basically. And that's how you,
right.
You know what I mean? That sounds like the one you need, like, you know.
Yeah. So, I want to go bollocks. I want to be wrecked. Yeah, I know. Yeah, Q now the 7th. The gym's opening, and me being a total lying bastard and going in trying to lose all the pounds.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just like living the contradictions, you know what I mean? Go to the gym, yeah, but still get plastered on weekends. It's all right, you know what I mean? Is there anything as pathetic as somebody making grapefruit lollipops on a sunny day? Get a fucking ice cream, you lunatic.
PJ, speaking of ice creams, you know what I found in Dunn's?
No.
Cornetto soft ice creams. Have you had a Cornetto soft ice cream?
Actually, yeah. Is these the blue ones?
Sensational. The blue ones,
sensational, yeah. There's nothing like them, yeah. I know. They're ridiculous, aren't they? It's
they
like
are
everything 99 aspires to be. Like, there's an awful lot of fuss made about 99s. Let's be honest. They're kind of shy. They're like, you know what I mean? They are. They're all right at best. They're messy and they get all over the fucking place and it's just a flake. Get over your fucking flake.
Just being fucking barred from Teddy's, PJ. That's it. You're barred.
Yeah, don't get us barred from Teddy's, PJ.
Teddy's wouldn't bar nobody, man. They love flogging ice cream. You're joking me. Them prices, €3 or whatever the cost. I don't even know. But you know, 99s, they're all right. It's like 99s are fish and chips of the frozen world. You know what I mean? We love them, but that's not the best. You know what I mean?
These Cornetto Softs are the best.
But Cornetto Soft are the Patrick Evos of the freezer department.
I have to go find one, lads. Mara, when you told me about it the other day, I was like, fuck, I haven't... Culture Land, lads. Portlaoise, it fucking has nothing good in it. It's just fucking roundabouts and B.O. That's all that Portlaoise is. Like.
B.O.?
Fucking is, man. It's the natural scent down here. It just hangs in the air everywhere you go. Fuck me. Oh, God.
Oh, fuck's sake.
PJ, thanks so much as ever for your time.
Absolutely.
You're an absolute gentleman. I love that it has on your Zoom thing here.
You have the honour of being the first ever fuckers on a podcast to ever get me close to tears. So I can let you definitely have that one.
Was that in the last 10 minutes or when you're talking about Sex and the City?
Sex and the City, obviously.
Yeah,
what are you talking about? What happened the last 10 minutes?
I love looking at your Zoom there and it says Patrick Day Gallagher. I'm going to start calling you Paddy now.
Paddy, yeah. Well, you might have heard during the week on the show. I'm going to rename that now. That's disgraceful. Look at that. There you go. There's the DJ. You might have heard. I do this game, the birthday game. You know, on the show we have to guess celebrity birthdays. And Jim said Paddy LaBelle. And I was like, Paddy LaBelle, is he your man for the Wolf Tones? I said. So, like, fucking, it shows you how much I know about fucking music. And I was thinking it was so wrong in every way because I was thinking, I thought he said Paddy DeBell, not Paddy LaBelle. And I was actually thinking of Derek Bell, who's not in the Wolf Tones. He's in the Chieftains.
Oh, fuck.
And then I Googled him, Derek Bell, and he has an album. Do you know he has an album called Playing With Myself is his album? Playing With Myself.
No way.
Yeah, because he plays like 18 instruments. And on the front of it, he's got his flute in his hand.
He definitely has a buckled horn. That's for certain.
He definitely has a buckled horn, yeah.
Fucking hell. PJ, it has been a pleasure, man. Thank you so much for that. And yeah, I'm looking forward to tuning in when Springsteen and sausages. It sounds like the ideal morning for me anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'll have a duck fat sausage with your name on it. Don't you worry about it.
I tell you, I can't wait for that.
And the reheating pizza the other week, PJ, that looked minging.
It's brilliant. Brilliant. That was amazing. Have you never done it?
No. Well, no, I don't think I have.
Don't eat the pizza the day you buy it. Let it go cold. Next day, on the pan. No oil. Don't put anything on the pan. Black pepper. Wait till the cheese starts bubbling on the top and eat it. It's the nicest thing you'll ever eat. I'm telling you. I'm going to start the cooking show cooking for lads. Sticking all this shit in, lads. I have it.
It's the same day after, man. You get a Chinese takeaway. If you get like a curry, day after.
I agree on that. I'm not sure about PJ's thing with the pizza though.
No, I'm with him on the pizza, 100%. Yeah, I've done it in the oven as opposed to on the pan. I'm going to try it in the pan though.
Lads, next time we're doing a cooking show, fuck this. The next time
fucking sure,
it's all cooking.
Yeah.
It's all cooking.
We'll bring Chef Adrian.
Yeah, well, fuck Adrian. He knows what he's doing. No. It's going to be me doing post-party pizza recipes. That's what it's going to be.
I fucking wait. Can't wait. PJ, thank you so much, man.
Thanks
really
so much,
appreciate
PJ.
your time.
No worries. Thanks a million. Look, lads, take care.
PJ.
Unreal.
Yeah.
Full of energy as always. Full of laughter.
Always. He's a tonic, as me granny would say.
A tonic. That's a great way of saying it. An absolute tonic. Indeed. And a tonic that we probably needed.
Absolutely, granny.
Is there anything else that needs to be said?
No, I think we've said all we can say, and I think people probably just need now to catch their breath after that, settle themselves down. It's the weekend before a bank holiday. We're all going to get a bit giddy. You know, good news has been delivered all over the place. Let's all
Enjoy
settle
it.
down. Exactly. Let's all settle, relax, and just, you know, high five each other or whatever the appropriate thing is to do. Or we allow fist bump? I don't know. You can't shake hands.
Pats on the back, and then after you pat each other on the back, go to WTSpod.com to listen back to any previous podcasts, or go to any podcast provider and search WTS Pod, and we are there. Go back and listen to our live shows, our Dave McWilliams guests, previous PJ Gallagher, previous Christy Moore. We are the best podcast in our world, and that's all that matters. Until next week, he's at Banjo Murray. I'm at Merrigan Mania on Twitter and Instagram, respectively. It's been a pleasure.
Always.
Thank you, Danny.
Thank you.
Clear eyes.
Full hearts.
Can't lose. Too sweet.